Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Novi Suli Faradila. You can call me Novi. Name 202111558. Class 2B Management. I will retell the journal. The title of Journal of International Management. The determinants of foreign multinational enterprise firms board governance in Caribbean offshore island economies. Abstract. Using a unique sample of 171 listed firms in the Caribbean region. This paper explored the influence of post-entry ownership of foreign M&E on the board composition of subsidiaries. Our findings reveal higher ownership is a means of enhancing the security of property right while simultaneously creating a liability of foreigners. This causes subsidiaries to externally contract for resources, leading to the hiring of more lawyers and fewer accountants. The opposite is true for progressively lower levels of foreign M&E ownership. Firms' adoption of shareholder governance amplified these findings, while states' formal institutional quality reverses them. When introduction. The Caribbean region has largely been overlooked in the international business literature, despite its immediate proximity to some of the largest economies worldwide in North and Latin America. The exception being a study by Woodward and Rolfe. However, during the last 30 years since that study, the region has rapidly evolved to account for the largest concentration of offshore tax centers worldwide, the latter acting as conduits for approximately 40% of all foreign direct investment. While this burgeoning offshore industry has precipitated rapid development of some of the region's distinctive island economies. It has been accompanied by profound heterogeneity in the institutional framework. This has motivated foreign multinational enterprises to increasingly invest into the island economies themselves rather than merely using them as tax-efficient investment conduits. The internationally renowned financial service bank, such as Royal Bank of Canada and Scotiabank, as will a leisure industry icons such as Four Seasons and Marriott, proliferating the regional investment. Our study focused on the complementary roles played by foreign MNEs in increasing direct ownership in their subsidiaries and the proportion of commercial lawyers and professional chartered accountants serving on their board of direction as a means of protecting against infringements of their property right. Our theoretical approach contains the property right perspective advanced by Trivial et al. 2016 with institutional theories. To theory and hypothesis. Our starting point is to draw on the model of subsidiary federation as a distinguishing model strategy, as stated by Sewak and Sharma, which superseded the traditional hub and spoke model of subsidiary network envisaged in IP literature such as Social and Butler. This subsidiary federation are argued to lead to competitive advantages derived from their conglomerate organizational form, in which a number of subsidiaries are subordinated beneath lead subsidiary, typical a regional holding company. This facilitates information acquisition and processing through the differentiated country-specific advantages of individual subsidiaries being combined together and then taught the more generic firm-specific advantages associated with the foreign M&E. In this way, the sum of the whole federation outweighs the sum of the individual parts, namely the individual subsidiaries. Drawing on the property right perspective advanced by Triffitt et al. 2016, we argue that the value added to a subsidiary federation by the foreign M&E is disproportionate to any input from localized indigenous constituencies. This is wholly due to the international brand image and legitimacy of the foreign M&E outweighing that of the highly localized indigenous actors, which is critical in value formation as it profits and means of differentiating product and service. 3. Data. Institutional context, the bifurcation of institutional framework across the Caribbean region is visible from fifth. Her territories with hither formal institutional quality are simultaneously dominated by field with a minimal adoption of shareholder right governance, the latter having been dropped in favor of opaque family influenced governance. This multi-level conglomerate structure is evident from Canada Scotiabank, which incorporated a number of subsidiaries with its own subordinate sub-conglomerate network, spanning a range of the world's most significant offshore financial centers and tax havens. Sample out Caribbean sample comprised formal securities market with attract domestic alongside foreign distant firm. Consequently, we omit the informal science Vincent, the Grenadine Securities Exchange. We lack recognition by national regulators, and the Haitian Stock Exchange in Francophone Republic de Haiti, and the Bolsa de Valores de la República Dominicana in the Hispanic República Dominicana. The latter to having attracts no equity license since their inception. Our final omission is the fact that Caribbean Securities Exchange in Curaçao, Netherlands, Antilles, which is destined as an offshore market, focusing solely on the attraction of international listings. For methodology, dependent variables, we adopt two dependent variables. The first in the ratio of commercial lawyers serving as non-negative direction to the total purchase. The second is the ratio of CPA serving as non-executive directors to the total purchase. Both are sourced from the director's biographical section in the annual report, where details are provided of direction, education, and training. However, where biographical descriptions were not available, we also consulted the list of board members at the front of the annual report, which lists professional qualifications alongside a direction's name. Five, empirical result on average 8.3% of Caribbean state firm board of direction are populated with accountants, while almost 10% are populated with lawyers as evidenced in table. Almost 20% of board of direction are independent, non-executive, while 41% are drawn from indigenous island social elites. Both are also relatively ethnically homogeneous. The heterogeneity within the Caribbean sample is visible from the average firm performance ROI being low at -7 0.78%, while the dispersion is considerable at 525.4%. Finally, 11% of firms in our sample fall within European colonial jurisdiction, while 74% have subsidiaries located within tax havens, a characteristic that is common amongst large U.S. firms. This underscores the prevalence of firms using subsidiaries of networked affiliates located in tax havens to structure tax-efficient related party transactions. 6. Discussion or study develop a theoretical approach based on the property right perspective of Driefield et al. 2016 and institutional theories legitimacy to rationalize how post-entry foreign M&E ownership of subsidiaries is related to the subsidiaries hiring lawyers versus accountants onto their board of direction. We turn out our insight toward moderation by firm level shareholder right governance adoption and then national formal institution quality. Next, we moderate our main association by firm level shareholder right governance structure and then at the national level by formal institution quality. The first moderator, namely adoption of shareholder right governance, is reflective of the subsidiaries institution for profit increased protection of minority stakeholder property right, within implies motivation to enhance with their external constitution. Consequently, there is a closer need for lawyer direction who are able to mitigate the risk association with their engagement. Lawyer direction also have the benefit of adding their knowledge to the GCA of the subsidiary who accumulate within the subsidiaries federation of cluster approach to market entry, proposed recently by Siwa and Sharma. However, given the elevated risks from greater engagement with external stakeholders, the proportion offered M&E property right will be undertaken through an increase in the parent firm ownership, subdominance over the control of the subsidiary will lead to a reduction in the rate of conflict between stakeholders and consequently the less need for a content directional would otherwise mitigate the risk of such conflict through their professional action route. 7. Conclusion. Our study explored the independency between subsidiary governance based on varying foreign M&E parent ownership concentration and contingency related to the embeddedness with the local environment, where both of these require the competencies of commercial lawyers and accountants. However, institutional difference in the location of a subsidiary assure a profit influence on its governance based contingencies and the specific legal versus accounting skill required to address them by rating this paper. Practitioners should be able to gain better insights into the distinctive attributes of subsidiary governance in relation to the anticipated role of the subsidiary within the M&E network, balance against its need for indigenization. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.